Good morning, folks. We're on our way to Fairfield State Park for the first moto-camping trip of 2020. I'm just intending to stay one night and then coming back home tomorrow. This is the long weekend, so just going to spend one night, get myself refamiliarized with the camping gear that I have. Maybe do a couple of reviews of the camping gear that I have while I'm there, and have a nice lunch, have a nice supper, and a nice breakfast in the morning. Right now it's about 12:28 and I'm starting to get hungry, and so I was thinking whether I should stop off and pick something up on the way, but I got some noodles and some sausage that I'd like to eat as well, so we'll see how it goes. I expect to get there in another 1 hour, so I think I can hold off until then. Well, here I am at Fairfield State Park on the first motor camping trip of 2020. Having a little bit of lunch right now. Some ramen noodles with some kielbasa, and well, it's kind of down to the bottom, but I had some celery as well and some carrots in there as well. So I'll pop up a picture in a minute. So I've got here fairly late. It's now like, I don't know, 3:33, and I'm yet to set up my tent, but I was starving, so made lunch first. Got supper on the go. I'm gonna have steaks tonight and vegetables. I'm boiling these vegetables and cooking the steak on the frying pan because, and these are the mushrooms and onions to go with it. Because I don't have a grill tonight. I don't have any wood because the wood is on an honor basis. So there's firewood at the headquarters, but you pay $6 on an honor basis, and I don't have any change. I only got a $20 bill. So either I take the wood and owe them $6 next time I come back, or I don't do any grilling tonight. So I opted to do the latter. So we'll see how this turns out. Steak in a fry pan. I got two stoves on the go. I got my universal stove, and I got this new stove here, this little pocket stove. It's pretty good. See, it's boiling now. So I wanted to get two stoves because I cook. I don't eat camping food when I go camping. I actually cook real meals. I gotta go flip this now. Morning, folks. Sunday morning after dinner last night, I hung around outside for a little while and just killed some time before coming in at about 8 o'clock to bed. Not a heck of a lot to do when everything goes dark and quiet. And I had no, like I mentioned yesterday, I had no firewood for a campfire because I didn't have change. I only had a $20 bill, and it was this, what they call it, the honor system. You take a bundle of firewood and you're supposed to leave six bucks. And I didn't feel like going into town to just change money because up at headquarters they don't make change. So no fire. That's not a problem. I had my steaks on the cooked in a frying pan, and I had those with vegetables and one potato, of which I only ate half. I could only manage half a potato because I had too much meat. And that's another thing too, that was too much steak. But anyway, it was good. So like I said, turn into bed afterwards and lay down in here, watch some YouTube videos for a little while, caught up on the news, and then tried to go to sleep. Sleep last night was not very good, I must say. And the reason is because I was thinking about stuff all the time. It wasn't that it wasn't comfortable in the tent or on the sleeping, in my sleeping arrangement here, which I'll show you in a minute. It was extremely comfortable. Everything was perfect. The temperature was perfect. Everything was perfect. But for some reason, I just lay in bed and I wasn't sleeping. And I kept waking up in the night. When I did fall asleep, I kept waking up in the night and, having to fall back asleep again. Meanwhile, my brain is going. But anyway, I got a good long period of lying down. It's now like 7:30, and I went in, and maybe by about 8:30 or 8:45 is when I started trying to sleep. So that's a long time for me. What I'm going to do now is to show you a little bit inside the tent before we go outside. I've got to make breakfast. I got bacon and eggs and sausage to come and toast. We'll see how that goes. But for now, let me just show you inside the tent. Okay, in that corner you can see my jacket and riding jacket and pants piled up there, and on top there's my towel, tripod, toiletries, United Airlines toiletry bag, tripod with GoPro on it, my little radio, which is great for camping, and there are my lights in the corner here. Well, first of all, I've got this Static V Recon. I hope you can read upstairs, upside down by Climate. Anyway, it's an air-filled sleeping bag pad, which there's a good tip for you. Do not fill it with a lot of air, just barely enough air. I had it filled with a little bit more than this, and I had to let it down because it was a little too stiff. When you put just the barest amount of air in it, you can see how slack that is. When you put the barest amount of air in it, much more comfortable. And then on top of that, I got my Kelty 22 degrees Fahrenheit sleeping bag, mommy style sleeping bag. Nothing too special. Very comfortable sleeping bag. And I got this little pillow here that bundles up into itself. There's a little pouch here for it, so that's good. And the sleeping bag comes with a hood that you can use a drawstring on. But this is what makes it all worthwhile. This here is the Helinox Cotton One, lightweight outdoor adventure equipment. This is a Helinox Cut 1 cot. You can see underneath, these are the legs. Beautiful. That's my laptop and mouse. So, Helinox Cut 1. Yes, it takes up a little bit more room on my bike, but well worth it. Over here, I've got the reason why I have to get an electric sight when I go moto camping, and that's my CPAP. I need a CPAP because I have sleep apnea, as do many people have sleep apnea. I do have a battery for it, and I'm yet to try the battery, because with the battery then I can go to a primitive site, not rely on electricity. And these are my two pannier liners and my helmet. Pannier liners go inside my panniers on the bike. Makes it convenient to bring all the stuff in. As you can see, this is a two-man tent, and I'm sitting in the other half, the exposed half that has nothing on it. And I like it just like that because that way I have a little bit of a porch area. Now that's done, we're gonna go outside and see what's going on. See if the raccoons or any other critters made a mess of my table, and start some breakfast. Last night I heard some deer walking by, and maybe even some squealing, so it could have been javelinas in the distance, but and at one time I heard what sounded to be like a whole pack of dogs howling. So I don't know if there's coyotes around, but they weren't close by as far as I could tell. Just a silent deer walking by in the leaves. Either deer or something else. I don't know what it is. But they didn't bother me, so that's fine. Let's go get some breakfast. Bacon on the go. I'm gonna get my eggs on in a minute, and then my coffee. I was hoping to use my barbecue, my grate. I might still do that to get some toast on the go, just to test out the barbecue grate. But for now, getting the grease on the go. Eggs are now on the fry. Bacon is done. Time to eat soon. Butter is hard, but there's my barbecue, my grill over my stove. But I think the stove is a little too far away from the grate, from the grill. This is the idea, though. When you don't have a fire, that's what you got to do. I could try putting the grate directly on the burner, but oh well. My eggs are getting cold. I think I'll start eating them while this is cooking. Here's a solution. Put a plate with a silicone pad underneath, and look at that. Perfect. Bring it a little closer, and you got a solution. Perfect. I just finished breakfast, having a cup of coffee now, and gonna start cleaning up in a little while. There's the tent behind. Great tent. Bike and my stuff. Been a good trip. This coffee is hot as hell. So hopefully I'll be doing many more of these, and sharpening my skills, motor camping. I did learn one thing today, and that's the use of my barbecue grill as a toaster. That worked out great. When you put the plate underneath, just fine. Don't need a campfire. Of course, I've got to try it over a campfire, over some hot scoles, but in a little while I'll show you, when I disassemble it, how it packs down. It's an interesting little grill. I should be able to put a link to all the equipment that I use below. Let's try that. I'll put it in the description, including the barbecue. Toilet facilities. Next door neighbors. I don't have a lake view, but you can see the lake through there. Take a little walk a little later on. Other neighbors. He's the park host, or one of the park hosts. So, had one park host close by. Not that the park was noisy or anything like that, except for noises like that. Disassembly of this thing here just requires unscrewing these two long threaded rods that go into this side of it. This is the container for this whole grill. Unscrew these legs as well, those legs, and just lift these little pieces out, which I'll do right now. Can only do so much with one hand. So we lift all of this out, and then we disassemble the legs, put this piece inside of this piece, and put all the long pieces of wire inside, and we're done. There's the cap. Show you the finished product in a minute. There it is, all packed up and ready to be stored. It's even got a little strap. Great little grill. Fairfield Lake is ahead. See where this path leads to. Beautiful morning. Oh my God, it's probably, I don't know, over 60 degrees already. Today it's going to be up to low 70s. I'm shooting this with my iPhone, so I don't know how much stabilization we're going to get, but hopefully it looks okay. Oh, there's a path here. Trail. It's a beautiful morning on the lake. Somebody over there fishing. Let's go up here a little bit more. Looks like this is some kind of a boat launch. Just a little clearing in the bush, I guess. I think I'll walk up through here. Actually, this might be where we camped last time. I'll see. We camped in site 77, I believe. Might be this one. No, I think this one is 77. This one's the one I was hoping to get to do this trip, but it was already taken. See, it's a nice flat area right there by the fire ring. So back in sight. So this would have been perfect. But where I am isn't too bad. And there's the other washroom there. '75, yeah. I was in '77, which is that one up there. A lot of kids here. Park is fairly full. And Sunday morning, so people are packing up and getting ready to go. Even though tomorrow is a holiday, I guess a lot of people are going to leave today and go back home. I was just talking to the park host that lives in there. He's full timing, 84 years old. He used to have a diesel pusher until his wife died. Here we go. Time to start doing some dishes and clearing up. Well, heading out for home, and after a nice stay at Fairfield State Park, home is about 2.5 hours away, and beautiful bright day. Temperature is 71 degrees. I think I got the wrong gloves on. Got my winter gloves on. I had to put the windshield down, so we'll see how long I last. I've got a sweatshirt under here, but that's all right. I've got the vents on the jacket open, so I should cool down. But my hands are going to be warm. Time is now 12:02. I left on the dot, I guess. Actually, I spent a good, I don't know, half an hour to 45 minutes talking to the people in the Airstream that were next to me. And they're from Brenham. And first time at Fairfield State Park. They had a good time and they're staying an extra night. But they delayed me half an hour, or else I'd have been out earlier. But it was nice talking to them anyway. So that's all right. By Fairfield State Park. See you next time. Bathroom break, a snack, some water, and some gas. Next step is home. Next stop, I should say, is home. There's a Buc-ee's across the way, over there. But I didn't want to go over there because I've got an Exxon gas card. So I prefer to buy an Exxon. There's the bike all loaded up. She did great. Here's to many more motocamping camping trips. Lake Conroe. Rotary Friendship Bridge crossing Lake Conroe. Lake is fairly calm today. I didn't get to ride through the San Houston National Forest, but this here is not too bad. Some back roads anyway. Got off the highway so I can round off the tires a bit. Tires are probably flat spotted from all that super slab. Well guys, I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. It's been a great moto-camping trip. I got a little bit of twisty riding out of it, only a small bit right now. Most of it was highway riding, but that was not the main focus of this trip. Of course, is to spend the night in Fairfield, which I did. Got a couple of things that I've got to tweak in my camping kit, but other than that, I'm pretty much ready for any size trip. So until I see you again in the next video, keep the shiny side up and stay safe.